Move that away.
I meditate daily. Lord knows what I'm thinking about. You know my brain's wavy. I might not like what you say, but that's no reason to doubt. I'm headed to the back of the house. And what you gonna do with the truth when the truth comes out? If I could write your name down, then I could kick you a shout. Disconnect, let it out, hit the deck, shut your mouth.
Meditate, levitate, 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 meditate, 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 levitate,
Knowing what you know now. Have you ever been truly satisfied? Have you ever been filled with so much light that you never came down from your high? That's what I'm talking about. When you do a roll call, that's when the truth comes out. We all proud of something, got a reason to shout. Disconnect, let it out, hit the deck, shut your mouth.
meditate, levitate, 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 meditate, levitate,
Check. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to 330 to Go. I'm your host, Hank Forrester, and tonight I'm being refereed by this guy, Roddy Voorhees.
How you doing, Hank?
Living the dream, Roddy. Living the dream.
Aren't we all?
Yeah. Hey, one day at a time, baby. All right, folks.
One day at a time.
Just getting into it. Let's.
Hold on.
What?
This is live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're doing it live.
We're doing it live.
Guess what I didn't do?
What's that?
I didn't record
The opening.
the opening.
You didn't record the opening.
So guess what? We get to do it again.
Record for the podcast.
So do what now?
Do the intro one more
Now
time.
we're doing the intro.
Now we're doing the intro.
No music.
We're going live.
We're going live.
This is the beginning.
Going live.
For
This
the
is the-
podcast.
This is the beginning for the podcast. There's the oops and go. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to 330 to Go. I'm your host, Hank Forrester, and tonight I'm being refereed by Roddy Voorhees.
How you doing, Hank?
Living the dream, Roddy.
One day at a time.
One day at a time.
One day at a time.
Folks, tonight we're bringing you food and football. That's going to be our episode for the evening. We're going to take a look at the Akron foodie scene and the health of the NFL from the perspective of a Browns fan.
Do we have Browns fans?
I think we still have a football team.
Do we?
I think
Where do
we
they play?
The issue, right, is the fact that we have an entire generation of fans that we are not raising. I have 4 children in this house, and none of them even know the Browns exist.
Well, I have 2 children, and neither one care that the Browns play. I can tell you that right
So
now.
we digress. Browns, trust me, are not our main topic. If you want a Browns topic, go to the other podcast by Jeremy Powell. That's Orange is Oranger. Okay, go to Jeremy.
Go see Jeremy.
see
Hey,
Jeremy.
Jeremy.
This is not for the Browns. All right, folks. Here's the idea that came behind 330 to Go, right? So we've been toying around with doing this for a while now. People have been busting my chops. They're like, Scott, you've been in this business. You've been in broadcasting and DJing now for 24 years, and it's time that you do this because this is the new thing, right? So they've been on me about it. So here we go with our first test run. Where our names come from, right? 330 to Go. We like the fact that we're based here in Akron, but
AK Rowdy, baby.
yeah, it's AK Rowdy, but it's bigger than Akron, right? So when you look at the 330 area code, we've got Akron, we've got Canton, we've got Youngstown, we've got some north of Akron, and leads up into Cleveland. You can see my shirt, of course, we're Cleveland fans, right? We haven't really decided on a format yet. It's just going to be a variety show that goes over a range of different topics, but we're going to try and keep it 330 specific. That's the idea. And as far as Hank Forrester, that really is my name. one of my college nicknames. My middle name's Henry. One of my college nicknames. In fact, Scott Ross is watching right now, I believe, from Peru. So we're spanning across the globe right now.
Worldwide.
So one of my nicknames was Hank in college, and Forrester is a derivative of Foster. That's where it comes from the Old English.
Old English.
So Hank Forrester actually really is me.
Okay, and then Roddy Voorhees. For those that know, we do a basketball league for the church we attend, Grace Church, in Bath, Ohio, and
For game day, I throw some crazy voices
every once in a while, and they'll come out. I'm a bit charismatic, as you can tell. I don't know what's coming.
That's awesome.
But, yeah, I don't have a cool story like you.
All right, folks, so let's talk about how the show's...
I think Satan just showed up. I don't know what's going on.
Let's talk about how the show's going to run, right? So we want to be as interactive with you as possible. You can see right here we're going to try to do live call-ins, but, of course, we don't have full technology to do so like a professional studio. We're making it up as we go, but here's the directions, right? If there's anything you want to...
Live studio audience.
We do have a live studio audience here, too. If you don't hear them laughing.
They're laughing at us. Not with us. They're laughing at us.
If you want to be a part of the show, just text to this number. You text your first name and then your question or comments, and then we literally will call you.
Literally will
call you live on the air, and, of course, we won't be able to edit that portion, but we'll see what happens, right?
I want to see who our first person will be tonight.
The first texter, right?
Let's see. Who's the first texter?
Please try and keep it appropriate. All right, so here we go. Let's start our first segment tonight. So our first segment is brought to us by our first sponsor.
This segment is brought to us by His and Hers Wedding and Party Service. His and Hers is Northeast Ohio's premier wedding DJ service with over 950 weddings completed to date. We specialize in making your dreams a reality and giving you the perfect wedding experience. Find us on The Knot and Facebook.
It's all about the hers, man. That Kathy Foster, she's something else.
You know what? She is.
All right, folks. Here we go with Act 1. All right, so here's the idea about the whole Akron food concept. Akron's a foodie town.
It is?
It really is. And it's known, believe it or not, it's known across the country. There's lots of little nooks and crannies in Akron that people love in regards to eateries. What I want to do is I want to discuss that with you guys tonight. I want to focus on non-chains if possible.
Yeah, we don't like chains.
Well, we like chains. Chains are good. I'm not going to downplay chains, but at the same time, what makes Akron so unique is we have such a...
Everybody goes to the chains. Let's talk about the places that very few people go to.
And preferably, they're mostly mom-and-pop shops.
Exactly.
Right? And I want that business to be driven to Akron companies.
Small business, baby.
So we're focusing right now on unique food experiences that you had in and around Akron, the 330. Specifically, we want to know, okay, there's that secret little meal that's like your go-to, right? That it's like, hey, I get this and I do this, and it's like $2 and I get this, right? We want to know what those are. So that's what we're looking for from interaction from you. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to challenge everybody in the 330 to the fact that West Akron, specifically West Akron, literally within 5 minutes of driving distance from my house, is what I consider to be the mecca of the Akron foodie industry, okay? You're talking about all kinds of neat little mom and pop places that are right here. I mean, I could walk to most of them, but I'm just going to say within a 5-mile driving distance, okay? So I'm going to go through some of these right now with you, Roddy.
All right, let's go.
All right, so where are we in our notes? Let's keep
so we're talking right now. Let's give it
West Akron. Got it.
Let's give it to the Valley Cafe.
Valley Cafe.
How you doing, Valley Cafe?
Went and picked up their menu today. Now, technically, they're not West Akron. They're considered in the Valley, right? They're down the Merriman Valley. The nice thing is they are friends of ours. We know the Makotas. One of the main reasons I started going to Grace Church. But the Valley Cafe has 2 locations now. They've got one down in Merriman Valley, and they got one over in Wadsworth. I really enjoy their country fried steak. In fact, I had it in preparation for this. I had it for breakfast this morning.
Country fried steak for breakfast. That's pretty good.
The thing is, you asked for BJ, right? And
say hi to BJ.
It runs out. So if you order the country fried steak, it's kind of like Mabel's. They sometimes run out of it.
So you need to get there early.
It's that good, right?
All right.
So
let's go. Valley Cafe.
Valley Cafe. Also for breakfast, right around the corner from my house, we've got
the Eye Opener.
The Eye Opener, which... The Eye Opener, I always get the red eye hash.
Ooh, that sounds good.
It's like a corned beef hash bowl,
Okay.
bowl, but it's real spicy.
Nice.
So I sometimes can't handle the spice. But point being, we got the eye opener. That's right around the corner. In addition to that, and I'm going to cheat again, not West Akron, but if you go more toward the toward the Highland Square area, you'll go to Wally Waffle.
Oh, Wally Waffle.
Have you been to Wally Waffle?
Wally Waffle, yes. Wally Waffle is phenomenal.
Well, you got to get the Belgian waffles. They're roughly about that big.
They're as big as my head.
My
head's quite large. They're pretty big.
That's a big waffle.
It is.
Point being, you threw me off, man. You threw me off.
That's what I'm supposed to do.
That's why I'm here.
Oh, Roddy. So I think my wife will get the one that's got all the bananas on it. It's like a banana Belgian waffle, and it comes stacked with whipped cream about that tall. Ooh. So, by the way, folks, I apologize if you have not eaten dinner. We chose 7 p.m. hoping that you would have eaten dinner so you wouldn't be hungry.
So watch us while you're eating dinner.
Because if you're not hungry, you will be after we get into this now. Also, right down the street, literally at the end of my street.
Nervous
Dog coffee shop. Consider one of Akron's best.
Yep.
As our live studio on is chiming in right there. They've got the black eye and the red eye, which are coffee drinks where they put shots of espresso in it.
Mm-hmm.
One's like a double. I think it's the black eye. So whenever I get them, I have to make sure that they label it. So I give my wife the right one, because if I don't, I will be like the squirrel on over the hedge. So, it's bad.
Right.
Point being, if you prefer the private coffee scene, there's Angel Falls up in Highland Square, of course, but we got Nervous Dog at the end of my street, to avoid the Starbucks that everybody hates over toward Fairlawn, which is slightly better than the Starbucks that everybody hated worse. All right.
I didn't know you could hate Starbucks worse.
Moving on.
El Rancho.
Just behind. Tucked in right behind Nervous Dog, we've got El Rancho. And with Mexican, people will say you can't go wrong with Mexican, right? But I kind of say that some are better than others. We really like El Rancho, and we love the fact that it's really local. Like,
you like El Rancho.
Yeah, I like El Rancho.
I don't.
You don't like El Rancho?
No, I prefer El Rincon.
Oh, where's that?
El Rincon, there's one on Arlington and Waterloo Road in Akron.
Okay.
Phenomenal spot. Good food. Good people.
I know Lopez family, right? Jose's there. He's one of the folks that helps run El Rancho.
Right.
I get, and I may say this incorrectly.
You're going to say it incorrectly. I'll
Camarones de lujo. Okay.
Now, what does that mean in English?
It is. Hold on. It's number 59.
Numero 59.
59. It's basically shrimp with like cheese. And it's supposed to be in the fajita thing where you make it like the fajitas, but it's so good that I just kind of mix it all up and I eat it without the fajitas.
Do you get margaritas then when you go to El Rancho?
They always have margarita specials running there.
Margaritas are good.
Pitchers.
Yep.
So, again, check in with El Rancho.
Or El Rincon.
And that's the thing, folks. I'm challenging you, right? I'm saying that West Akron's the mecca for the foodie area in Akron, but we want to know your secret spots. We want to know
Roddy doesn't live in West Akron.
I know. So go ahead and text us your secret food locations, and we'll include them in the show.
Absolutely.
This one's kind of hidden, right?
Edgar's. That is above Goodyear. Good Park Golf Course.
It's right above Good Park Golf Course.
Yes, it is.
So a lot of Good Park's kind of off the beaten path. I mean, you don't even know it's there. If you're going down Hawkins, you really don't know it's there unless you're a golfer, right?
Correct.
So you got to kind of tuck yourself in, but Edgar's is, I wouldn't say they're fine dining, but they're in the middle. You know what I mean? Their prices are,
they're middle of the road.
$15 to $30 range, depending. Real nice place to eat lunch and dinner. Okay, so check into Edgar's. That's a Good Park Golf Course there.
See, now we're going to touch on my favorite place of all time.
Well, and we're going to include this, and I don't want to say I'm jaded about it, but it's almost like a chain now. Okay, so we'll include it.
I disagree.
And that's Akron's Swenson's.
Swenson's. It's the home of the Galley Boy.
Home of the Galley Boy.
One of the greatest sandwiches I think ever made.
Now, the thing about Swenson's number one is I could hit
over on South Hawkins.
I could hit driver 3-wood pitching wedge and land it in the greaser.
If you could hit a pitching wedge from here,
I said driver 3-wood pitching wedge. So it's par 5.
You're going to take 3 shots to get it there?
3 shots to get it there.
Okay,
all right?
that's good.
The thing about Swenson's, right, is it got thrust into national prominence because of LeBron.
Yep.
When he did the whole Trainwreck movie, he ended up taking they did their their grand opening premiere night in Montrose.
Yep, in Montrose, and then they went to to Swenson's.
He took Schumer and the cast and the director.
I can't think of the gentleman's name. Yeah,
they went to Swenson's. So the Galley Boy is actually nationally known as it is. It's considered one of the best burgers in America.
Here's my question, Hank.
Yeah.
Who wants to bring us a Galley Boy before we're done here?
Ooh.
Does anybody want to bring us a Galley Boy? I would not tell you no.
I would not say no to a Galley Boy. I'll tell you what. Let's do that. Let's
do it.
All right, let's do that.
Let's make it happen.
If you're within earshot of us and you know where I'm at, because I'm not going to give it out over the air, but if you know where we're at, bring us 3 Galley Boys from Swenson's, and we will give you a $25 gift card.
Let's do it.
$25 gift card.
Yahtzee, $25.
To
Let's go.
any one of the food places that we're mentioning tonight.
Yep.
Okay, that sound good?
Let's go.
All right, so
make it happen, folks.
There you go. 3 Galley Boys delivered to us before the show's over, and we will get you a gift card. All right, but yeah, Swenson's. Neat thing about Swenson's, right? Swenson's #1 was at that location, and they actually tore it down and rebuilt what's there now.
Yeah,
I kind of was hoping they would keep that little one as like a little Hall of Fame type thing.
They should have,
but it was right in the middle of the parking lot.
Right? Yeah, you're gonna have that.
All right, so moving on from Swenson's, here's a neat little place, right? And it's funny because it's hidden, completely hidden. Nico's Sandwich Board. If you've never been to Nico's, it's behind Walgreens and CVS on Market, right next to Nickelby's. So a lot of folks will know Nickelby's. It's this tiny little dive bar, right? Like the Bud Light would be like $2 back in the day.
I can honestly say I've never heard of this place.
Nickelby's, right? But Nico's Sandwich Board is right next door, and Nico's has been renovated, and it's a very posh, neat little place, just kind of tucked away back in the corner of the strip mall. So you guys need to check that out. They specialize in all kinds of sandwiches, and literally that's their name, right? The Sandwich Board. So check it out. It's tucked away, little West Akron eatery. Okay.
Yeah.
They were real excited to be on our podcast tonight too.
They were.
All right.
I'm excited.
Moving across the street to one of the big boys.
Oh, Ken Stewart's.
Yeah, from a fine dining
Ken
standpoint.
Stewart's.
They gave me. Look at this. They gave me their. I can't.
They gave you. That's what goes on the table.
Their lunch and
wow. No takeout. Here we go.
They gave me the lunch and dinner menus. Okay.
Awesome.
So the thing about Ken Stewart's, obviously it's local, fine dining experience, really good food. It's pricier. I'm not going to lie.
It's a great date night restaurant.
Date night. Okay. Now here's the secret. I'm going to share a secret with you.
Okay. Secrets.
People always think, oh, it's so expensive. Wednesday and Friday nights, they do appetizers for 50% off.
Did you say Friday?
Wednesday and Friday nights.
Friday nights?
Yes.
Okay. Friday nights.
If you go to the main Ken Stewart's, you ask for Debbie.
Hi, Debbie.
Tell them Hank sent you from 330. She'll hook you up. If you go, and I'll send you further out, right? If you go to the Lodge is on, Cleveland, Maslin, out toward Bath?
Yes, it is.
Go to the Lodge, you ask for Jamie, and say the same thing. I don't know. I'm not positive that they do appetizers over there at that price, but I'm sure if they mention the show and ask Jamie for it, that they may do that as an equivalent.
She may hook them up.
I don't know. We'll see.
All right. Let us know.
Hopefully she doesn't get mad at me for bringing that up.
Well, if she does, she knows where to find you.
Yes, she does. All right. But yeah, the thing about Kent's, my wife's favorite is the calamari.
Calamari is, that's pretty good.
Hey, honey, was it baby 4? I think it was baby 4. Right before baby 4, we went on a date. It was like the last date before we knew we would have a kid, right? Okay. So I think it was Friday night, and she's like, I'm having this baby. I want calamari. It comes out. It's a plate about as big as your head.
Yeah, that's a pretty good representation.
It's this tall, a pile of calamari.
So good.
All right. So make sure you check out.
So good.
Make sure you check out.
You know, I think calamari deserves some cowbell.
Calamari deserves some cowbell.
I think so.
Our first call for cowbell.
Cowbell.
All right, we got some cowbell for calamari.
Cowbell for calamari.
Next is DNS's, right? It's located on White Pond Drive, right at the intersection of 77. As soon as you get off, you turn right, and it's right there in the left-hand side. You just turn left into that little corner area.
Yep.
DNS's has arancini. Arancini is one of their famous appetizers to die for, all right? So make sure you stop by DNS's. Again, they're right off White Pond. And here's their menu. Again, they were excited. Look they did the whole thing with me too.
That's great.
That's
good stuff.
Look at this full lunch and dinner menu. Woo! At DNS's. Okay, both sides. Look at that.
Thank you, DNS's.
And price wise, I'm looking at it. They're in the lunch looks like a $7 to $15 range. Dinner looks like the
15 to 30.
15 to 30. Yeah, all
That's
kinds of
fair.
good stuff at the Nessies. So make sure you check that out too.
You know, there's a place, Scott, that I grew up at. It's not necessarily in West Akron, but it's down in North Canton area, towards Cleveland Avenue and 30th Street. It's called Milk and Honey.
Milk and Honey.
Milk and Honey. It is a ma and pa sandwich shop. You can get ice cream. You can get homemade chocolate. I know they make the ice cream there. They make the chocolate there. The food there is phenomenal. $20, $25 will feed a family of 4.
Where's this at?
It is on Cleveland Avenue, more closer probably to 38th Street in Canton.
North Canton?
Well, I would consider it Canton.
Is that still the 330?
It's going to be the 330. I could call them, and I think it would be 330.
All right, let's look it up real quick.
Let's look it up.
We are looking up live. Let's see here.
Milk and Honey.
Milk. I think we are.
We better be.
Milk and Honey. Milk and Honey. All right, there it is. Milk and Honey is at 3400 Cleveland. Cleveland Avenue Northwest. Let's see here.
See that phone number? That's 330. See, I told you.
It is 492-5884. There it is. Folks, we have our first text in.
Shout out to Jason Mitter.
No, don't say last names. No names, please. We're just doing first name only.
Hi, Jason.
All right. So first name. So here we go.
Mention Larry's next to Ken Stewart.
Oh, he's asking me to do that, right? Okay. You know what? It's down my list, Jason. But you know what? I'm going to call you right now if you're listening. You're about to be live, caller. So here we go. We're going to call our first text-in comment, and he will account for one of my locations, and I'll just cross it off the list because we're doing it now. All right. Making our first phone call for 330. This is fun. Here we go.
Let's see if he answers.
Let's see if he answers.
He may send us to voicemail.
He might send us to voicemail. That would be embarrassing, but funny too. Hello? We're calling for Larry. Is this Larry?
It is Larry.
Larry, you are live on the air. If you could you turn down your radio for me?
Doing it right now.
All right. So you're mentioning some place called Larry's Main Entrance. Is that right?
Yeah, right next to Ken Stewart's. My wife and I go there for lunch all the time.
It's next to Ken Stewart's.
Fantastic. The burgers are great. The fish is fantastic. Yep, we recommend it highly. The
fish is fantastic.
You do have fish and chips on our notes, too.
Yeah, I had fish and chips on the notes. Yeah, Jason, I had heard that their burgers were really good. Is this true?
Yes, they're fantastic. Nice, thick, juicy burgers.
Nice, thick, juicy burgers. Okay, who's the owner there? Do you know him?
I do not.
I think it's Alan. So next time you're in, just mention 330 to go and say Hank sent you and talk to Alan, and hopefully he'll hook you up.
Cool. Sounds good.
All right. Hey, thanks for allowing us to call in, Jason. You have a good night.
Hey, you too. By the way, Milk and Honey is good. My wife and I used to go there when we were dating. She was from down that area.
Nice. So you will attest to Roddy's Milk and Honey.
Yep.
Thanks, Jason. It's good to have some backup on that.
All right. Thanks for that didn't come out right, but we're moving on. Thanks, Jason.
Moving on.
You take care. All right. So that was our first. It was our first call.
That was our first.
It wasn't bad.
No.
It wasn't bad.
No.
Hey,
you just had to remind him to turn the radio down.
This is a real thing.
It's
a real thing. All right. It's working.
We're going green.
We're doing it live. All
going live.
So I'm going to cross off Larry's because we just talked about that. All right. I want to bring up now. I know I said stay away from chains, but you know when this happened in Akron, flipped upside down and lost its mind. Piata. All right, so Piata is closer to us than Swenson's, and the thing is, it's in the same parking lot as the Amazon Whole Foods 365.
Yep.
Okay, which it now is the only one in Akron.
Yep.
But I think there's a couple more Piatas that had there's a couple more Piatas that had
I know there's one in Belden Village.
No, one's out of Belden Village, but I think they just got one at the Crossings place, right in Cuyahoga Falls.
Okay,
I think they just opened one up there. So
we'll
now
have to verify that.
There's two. One's still only in Akron, but anyway, Piata's good. It's like Chipotle, but it's Italian food. So if you're interested in Piata, make sure you check that out. And right across the way is the Amazon 365 store. So I went inside there today. There's a couple places you could go, and the store itself sells all kinds of food, like big buffets of all different kinds to go on in there. But inside of there are taqueria, and Fireleaf. Okay, so there's places you can go inside of Amazon Whole Foods that you can actually get food right there inside the store. So we got this text. Roddy, I'm
not saying it. Nope.
I got a text. We have a text.
We can let it be read.
Hold on a second. we have a text. So Roddy.
Yeah.
We have this text that came in from Aaron in Fairlawn.
Hello, Aaron.
All right. So Aaron says,
"Go Steelers."
He says, "Go Steelers." So
Steelers.
we have a listener out there. So a shout out to Aaron. In Fairlawn.
You done messed up, Aaron.
You done messed up, Aaron.
Go Steelers.
Yeah, so we're not. This is you can see our flag in the back. Okay. Again,
Wow.
this is not a Brown show, but
No,
of course,
it's not.
At no point in our existence are we ever going to support the Steelers. All right,
Nope.
so moving on.
Yes, throw that comment
out.
See you later.
Imperial Walk is right across the street from Acme. I will argue anybody in Akron it's some of Akron's best carry out Chinese. So
I don't know.
Make sure you
Hank, I don't know.
You got one better?
I've got the Jade Dragon in Akron over the corner of Arlington and East Market Street in the Dave's grocery store plaza. They are phenomenal. I've done takeout with them quite a bit. Their bourbon chicken is phenomenal. General Tso's.
I'm going to argue with you.
Let's argue. We're going to have to taste test then to prove it.
Okay. So Chinese carry out taste test coming up maybe for our next show. All right. So there's Imperial Walk. That's right around the corner. Next we've got I forgot to mention
Skyway.
Well, again, it's 5 minutes drive, but it's not really West Akron, so it's not in our little Mecca as foodie Mecca goes. But you've got Skyway. Skyway has the Sky High, and it tries to rival the Galley Boy.
It will never.
Not to my standards.
No, not to mine either.
But if you prefer, and again, that's a debate all in of itself. Which burger do you prefer, the Sky High or the Galley Boy? All right, so moving on, we've got Arnie's Public House. Okay, Arnie's is right across the street from Amazon 365.
Yep,
it's I believe it's owned by the same owners as the Eye Opener.
Really,
and it shares space right next door. Like they can literally walk through a corridor to the other facility. Arnie's won the 2017 Best Burger in America at the National Burger Festival in downtown Akron. I went in today. I talked to the owner, and she was all excited to make sure to point that out, that they've got the best burger in America voted at the National Burger Festival. So make sure you go and stop in Arnie's and check that burger out too.
How about some corned beef?
That was what I was going to bring up.
Their corned beef.
The corned beef. They have it at. They have their corned beef specials as we approach St. Patrick's Day. I'm pretty sure that that sandwich is illegal in 12 states. I'm
sure that it is.
It's the biggest corned beef sandwich you'll ever see in your life.
Corned beef is it's pretty good.
All right, so that's Arnie's.
Yep.
And then I want to close with saying, again, hidden gems is what we're looking for. Have we had any other texters at this time? So text in your hidden gems. Remind us places where you go that we don't know of.
Come on, 330.
All throughout Akron, all throughout the 330. We don't want to just focus on West Akron. Those places we just highlighted, I'm trying to get local business driven to them because they're literally 5 minutes from my house. So, I mean, we have all those options that are right here. But there's a place that I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to remember what it was called. I don't even know if it still exists, but Eric used to take me there in college days. I think it was called the Falcon Inn or the Falconer or the Golden Eagle Inn or something like that.
The Falconer I've heard of.
It's by Nimisila Reservoir.
Yeah, it's on the corner of. It used to be on the corner of Caston and Maine.
Okay,
I think.
Okay, so does it exist?
Let's
It's still around?
let's find out.
All right. Point being, we used to go there, and they had a burger again about the size of your head that was like
Dude, my head is huge.
It was like $1.25 or $1.50 for this burger. It was ridiculous. Like every Tuesday night, they'd have $1.50 burgers, and we'd get 2 burgers, and it'd be enough for like 3 days worth of food in our belly. And he's ignoring me.
I'm not ignoring you. I'm not ignoring you. Trust me.
All right. So anyway, keep those texts coming in, folks. Keep those texts coming in. Any place that you enjoy that we haven't included across the 330. And now it's time to hear a word from one of our other sponsors.
I got a question for you, Hank.
Yeah.
Does your laundry dry as fast as it used to? When was the last time your dryer vent was professionally cleaned? You would not believe how much lint is trapped in your dryer vent. Clogged dryer vents are a leading cause of house fires. Make sure your dryer today at 330-510-1256 and like Safe Dryer on Facebook for a free in-home estimate. Enjoy peace of mind with the Safe Dryer safety shield of approval.
Folks, it's an important thing to take a look at, right? Many house fires are started by dryers. And I had Safe Dryer out about 2 months ago.
Oh, wow.
They were in and out in about a half an hour.
Okay, that's
and
good.
I was totally shocked. I mean, they take the back of the dryer off, and you know how you got that little...
They moved your dryer?
They move the dryer out. They take the whole back off.
Okay.
And you know how you have that little lint trap that you put in and out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get like a sweater each time you do laundry?
Like half a sweater comes out, right?
Yeah.
You could knit with it if you wanted to.
If you knit,
all
sure.
that stuff, you would think that would be it, right?
Mm-hmm.
No. It goes beyond that, and it doesn't always. I don't know if it doesn't sit right or what, or if we just have a bad dryer. Or I guess it's pretty common.
You do have lots of people in this
There
house.
was lint across the entire back of the inside of the dryer everywhere.
Oh wow!
Like exposed to where the heating element would be. I mean, it was really eye opening.
Yeah, you don't want your house to burn down.
So yeah, folks, make sure you give Safe Dryer a call 330-510-1256. They'll hook you up.
And make sure you like them on Facebook for that free in-home estimate.
Like them on Facebook and just tell them Hank sent you from 330 to go, and hopefully they'll hook you up. All right, so here we go with our second topic of the night. Okay. This is a more serious topic. The first one was more enjoyable, more fun. This is one that is just annoying to talk about, but we wanted to try something sports related because we have this producer that insists that we include sports topics in our stuff.
Yeah, I guess we got to talk sports.
I've already told him we're not going to compete with the Really Big Show. I've already told him we're not going to compete with ESPN Cleveland. We're not going to, we're not going to compete with 92.3 The Fan. But it's, at the same time, we're hoping to, we're not Mike and Tony, with pardon the interruption. We're not Mike and Mike, we're Hank and Roddy.
We're 330 to go.
We're 330 to go. So the point is, occasionally we're going to touch on some sports topics, and we're going to make them more relevant to 330 area code, and that's dealing with our teams, which are, what are our teams?
For the NFL?
Cavs.
We got the Cavs. We got the Tribe. We've got the Browns.
Lake Erie Monsters.
The Cleveland Gladiators, if you're like arena football. The Canton Charge.
I guess the Columbus Crew.
Maybe.
I guess
until they move.
I guess the Columbus Blue Jackets, but
yep.
They're outside the 330. So we're going to focus on our stuff. All right. So here we go with our topic, our act number 2, as we call it.
Yep.
And that is the health of the NFL.
And guess what? We've got issues.
We have issues. And it's not just that we've got issues. There's such a wide variety of issues that it's hard to even pinpoint where we're going with everything with the NFL. We're at the point now, and I've argued with people repeatedly that there's no way that we would ever get to a point where the NFL was in jeopardy.
Right.
Because it's been the big boy on the block for our entire existence, and it's a multi-bajillion billion-dollar company, and it's one of those that you would never expect that it would ever fold.
No.
But right now they're dealing with some issues and some severe issues that that have to be addressed, and they have to come to some sort of a consensus, or we're seeing a decline in viewership. We're seeing a decline in participation.
Yep.
So now my challenge to you folks, next topic, I want you to text into us. Here's the instructions. Text into us. Do you let your children play football? And if you do, what is your stance on the issues that we're about to discuss? Okay. Here they are in no particular order. CTE, the Budweiser Conundrum, kneeling, domestic violence, aggression, modern-day gladiators, and owners versus the players. Okay? So let's start at the top, and that's with CTE. We have a concussion issue.
Yes.
The technology is getting better as far as the helmets are concerned. The tackling techniques, it's referred to as heads-up tackling, right?
I think so, yeah.
They supposedly it's being taught at a younger age. And the idea is it's trickle-up economics so that as kids are taught to tackle correctly younger, that as those generations get older, the tackling will eventually become safer. That's the thought process.
Let's hope.
Here's the problem. Today's NFL players are 3 times bigger, faster, and stronger than yesteryears.
Correct.
And that continues to –
Thank you, steroids.
That continues to be the trend. And as that trend continues, every single time – that those players hit each other, it's a car wreck.
It is a car crash.
It's a car wreck, and sometimes if one is going 0 and the other's going 25, and one weighs 400 pounds, it's going 25, it's a problem. So you see right now between CTE, and for those that don't know what that is, it's concussion issues create trauma to the brain, and eventually it leaves the brain in a state where it has severe problems.
Yeah.
And you know, they're starting to study the brains of all these guys that have been retired from the NFL, and they're just being
some of our childhood heroes.
Yeah, a lot of our childhood heroes,
Yeah.
and they're being mortified as to what they are finding. And the problem is, right, that you can't study their brain while they're alive.
Nope.
This is totally morbid. So what happens is a lot of these players will donate their brain to science for this specific reason after they pass away, and this is what they're finding. Okay. The issue is, right, the issue is he's calling live. He's calling in live. We got a live caller.
Live caller.
Live. Well, let's go ahead and take it. Hold on. We got a caller calling in right now. Hold on.
Hello?
Hold on. I'm gotta hit speakerphone here. Looks like our caller is Ryan. Ryan, are you there?
I'm here. Am I on the internet?
Ryan, you are now live. Hello, how are you tonight?
Hello, Ryan.
How are you?
I'm good. You're hold on, let's volume up.
Just closer to the mic.
Just closer to the microphone, Hank.
Volume up. All right. So there we go. Ryan, which topic are you calling on tonight?
I think the Browns should trade all the draft picks for Andrew Luck.
Wow.
But
Yes, I agree. Let's throw that one out.
Ryan, off topic, and we're not a Browns show, but we appreciate your thoughts. Did you want?
Isn't this a Cleveland talk show? Isn't every Cleveland talk show about the Browns?
No.
No.
This is not a Cleveland talk
This
show.
is-
This is 3-3-0 to go, Ryan.
3-3-0 to go. If you, they do.
We do. Well, I haven't. I haven't watched the Browns in 3 years.
Ryan, we cannot focus on the Browns with our show. We are not a depression-oriented show. We spread happy. So
Happy,
if you
joy,
want,
joy.
If you want specifically the Browns call-in show, that's Orange is Oranger with Jeremy Powell. Okay.
Hi, Jeremy.
Our show is going to be what?
What can I talk about?
Ryan, do you have any kids?
No. Do you have any, Ryan? You have kids, right?
I think so.
All right. Do any of them play football?
No.
Why?
Why?
Yes.
Well, I have a girl, so she.
No, there's the girl.
There's the girl.
There's the girl.
The topic that we opened up with was the topic we opened up with is the concussion issue with the NFL, and does it deter you from letting your son play football?
Not any more than soccer.
Not any more than soccer. Okay. Because good point. Because soccer. What's up?
And he plays soccer.
He does play soccer. Okay.
Soccer is an amazing sport.
Yeah, the concussions. I don't really worry about it.
You don't really worry about it. Okay.
Could they wear helmets?
Does a soccer player wear the helmets?
No, could they?
Who could they? Yes.
Yes.
They have soccer helmets.
Isn't that rugby though?
At a young age, but I don't know how much that affects
Okay.
the concussion.
Ryan, are you still a season ticket holder for the Browns?
I am not.
Okay.
Ryan.
Why'd you decide to give those up?
Because I figured it'd be more enjoyable to burn my money in the backyard of the campfire.
Wow. We're gonna
Ryan,
earn
listen.
money.
Ryan, you are our first caller to call in live ever in the history of 330 to go. I appreciate your call.
Thank you, Ryan.
Thanks for the call, Ryan. You have a good
Ryan,
night. Take
we
care,
love
Ryan. That was Ryan, everybody.
Wow.
From the 330.
Well, Scott, I pulled up chronic traumatic, and I'm not even going to try to pronounce that last word.
Encephalopathy.
A degenerative brain disease found in athletes, military veterans, and others with a history of repetitive brain trauma. In CTE, a protein called tau forms clumps that slowly spread throughout the brain, killing brain cells. That sounds dangerous.
I see we have a viewer checked in. I think I see that. Brian, if you're out there, I think Brian is watching us from California.
West Coast.
We are now on the West Coast.
West Coast. And wasn't someone earlier
We had
in Peru?
Someone's watching us from Peru right now. So we're global. All right. So the next topic. All right. So there's CTE. So again,
Well, hold on. I want to discuss something about CTE.
Okay, go ahead. You go.
Because I know you have an older son.
I do.
Do you want him to play football?
My son is a head taller than everybody in his grade.
Okay.
And I'm always being asked by people, when are you going to let him play football? They basically, first of all, his personality, I think a lot of it has to do with personality too, and he's just not aggressive, in my opinion, like that. So I say no. But more importantly, I would prefer that he play soccer and basketball. Now, of course, you can get injured playing soccer and basketball. You can
get injured playing any sport.
My wife said like 14.
Possible.
My wife said like 14 knee surgeries from playing soccer.
That's a lot of knee surgeries.
Point being, yeah,
she's got a lot of knees.
Yeah. So,
I guess.
Love you, honey. Stay audience.
It's a lot of peanut butter.
That is a lot of peanut butter.
Point being, I would never let him play football. I enjoy football, but I enjoy it in Thanksgiving turkey bowl format. You know, backyard throwing the pigskin around, having fun.
Yep.
To me, I just see people shorten their lives. That's my view.
I could not agree.
As they get into it further,
More.
right? So in other words, the NFL. My thought on it is NFL players. They know the risks. They're getting paid a lot of money, but they shorten their lifespan.
Correct.
By getting beaten all the time. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on to the next topic around again, this is NFL centric in terms of what are the issues right now that we're dealing with. I call it the Budweiser conundrum.
Scott, what is the Budweiser conundrum?
From the time that we were wee little tykes watching the Bud Bowl 1 with the cooler, remember the cooler?
The Bud Bowl.
Bud Bowl 1 and 2, right?
Yep.
You had Bud versus Bud Light. The main sponsor of the NFL has been
Budweiser.
Alcohol in general, okay? And it creates
those Clydesdales.
It creates all these issues because you got, you're pushing this as do you want to say that the NFL is family friendly?
It used to be. I don't think it is anymore.
Well, these are all intertwined problems, and so it's family friendly, but at the same time, all we do is push beer and liquor and all this, right? And I'm not setting a double standard. I drink. I'll have beer and liquor occasionally. Sometimes do I. More occasionally. So I'm not being holier than thou. But at the same time, their number one big sponsors are all these alcohol companies. But then as soon as their players get rung up on a DUI or anything to do with alcohol, they're like blackballed or they're suspended and all this, and they've got this personal code, these code of conduct policies.
Yep.
It's just a weird thing because they have these double standards that are repetitive.
When is enough enough? Did we not have an NFL player kill someone because they were driving drunk? He killed someone in Florida. I believe it was Dante Stallworth.
It was Stallworth, right?
He was drunk
between his Browns and Steelers days. We actually I know a few people from the Stallworth family.
Okay,
there are Stallworth.
Well, yeah, Aaron Hernandez.
Yeah,
Aaron Hernandez recently.
Yeah, so I mean, these are just some of those issues, folks. The next thing is, of course.
Oh,
do we
want to go here?
I don't know. Do we want to talk about the kneeling?
Let's talk about it because it's a joke.
Well, no. Hold on. Let's do this. Let's not talk about it.
Okay.
We'll just say that that's another story, and that's like its whole nother show.
That could be a whole nother show.
It's a whole nother show. So let's just.
Well, I will ask this. Let's ask our loyal viewers here.
We have loyal
just a
viewers
quick
already.
poll. I wanted some quick poll.
Quick survey.
How many of you feel that kneeling is okay?
It's a two-part question.
Two-part question.
So is
three-part question. Is kneeling okay?
We're hearing from the mix master. That's our producer. The voice from above. He's writing.
Okay, yeah. Is kneeling okay? Not okay, or you don't care?
Don't care.
I like that.
So is kneeling okay? Why don't we do this? We're gonna say like for okay.
Yep, that's the thumbs up.
We'll say angry face. What are you doing? The mix master.
Mix master's calling the shots. That's
Show number
why
one, folks.
he's the. Oh, okay. Is it okay? Not okay? Or not offensive?
Not offended?
Not offensive, not offended. Not offended.
Why did you say I like don't care? I prefer
I like don't care because there's
right.
people out there that don't care.
So here we go. Here's our poll. It's our first poll, and we're not on Twitter yet, but we will be soon. This is our first Twitter poll that's not on Twitter.
So the like.
You're going to like if you say that kneeling is fine and you're okay with it. You're going to anger face if you're not okay with it and you don't like it. And give us the heart?
The heart, maybe?
The heart if you don't care.
If it's not offensive.
You don't care either way.
Not offended.
All right. So again, that's its own show. I don't want to do
nothing but love for
I don't
the
want
NFL.
to do that right now. All right. I do want to talk about this, right? So we train these guys to be modern day gladiators. And from the time that a kid is little, the ones that excel and are good at football are the ones that are the most aggressive. They're the ones that are the hardest hitters. I mean, every coach I know says to the little guys, hit somebody on every play.
Right.
The objective is to hit people in football, okay? So, but at the same time, we encourage that pattern. We encourage that trait. But then when that trait is overused, everybody loses their minds, okay? I want to give you an example. And again, this is another problem. And the kneeling kind of took over for the domestic violence issues with the NFL. All right. But
yep.
And again, it's a tough topic. But from a domestic violence standpoint, my take on that is, again, we encourage that tendency to just
be aggressive.
Annihilate and be aggressive.
Right.
And then the problem is they can't shut it off when they get home. And either they can or they don't. All right. I want to use the curious case of Joe Mixon and Ray Rice. Okay. Joe Mixon and Ray Rice are two running backs in the NFL. If those of you that are not
one's
familiar,
a current and one is not
former.
playing.
One is a former, one's a current. Ray Rice was one of the best backs in football when he was in the NFL, and Joe Mixon now runs for the Bengals, and he also is going to be one of the best backs in football. Okay, this year as we were approaching the draft,
we'll argue both those points on another show.
Okay, this year as we were approaching the draft, video surfaced from the previous case that Joe Mixon had.
Yep.
It was of him walking into a restaurant on a college campus, and a woman had approached him and had started screaming at him, and he knocked her out. He literally punched her, knocked her out flat to the ground, and it was recorded on video.
And he walked away.
Hold on. And he walked away, right? On the flip of that, we've all seen the Ray Rice video.
Yep.
Where he knocked his wife out, who at the time was his fiancée, knocked her out in an elevator. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the problem we have with the NFL. This is where the lines and the stances that they take are not consistent, and I think it's contributing to why their viewership is going down and why their popularity is declining. Ray Rice was near the end of his career. He gets filmed doing that. Nobody picks him back up. He never played football again. To this day, he's still sitting on the
Still
plane.
a free agent, yes.
Okay. Joe Mixon does the same thing, but then he gets drafted. And now he's a feature back for the Bengals. So that when you have and this is just one example of the NFL's double standards on the issues that they face. And how do they fix that? Is there a fix? How do you encourage that aggression and that behavioral pattern, and then you reach a line that you have to draw in the sand?
See, I was always brought up that you never, ever, ever, no matter what, you never raise your fist to someone of the opposite sex.
It's funny.
You just don't.
It's funny because me and the wife were talking about that just yesterday.
Does she hit you?
Well, what? And again, you see these videos, right? It's where a lady will approach a guy and she'll start smacking on him. And what's a guy supposed to do? Wow, I wasn't ready for that.
I wasn't ready for the glass break.
Mixmaster.
Wow,
Mixmaster.
You got me there.
Wow,
we
dude.
both jumped.
Hold on, I need water.
You need a minute. You need a minute.
Water in, water out.
Okay.
Woo. Oh, we're doing it live.
Doing it live.
All right. So, what do you do? I mean,
you take it.
You're in a no. Hold on. You're in a public place.
Okay.
A woman walks up to you. You got beef, and you haven't used these yet, have you? Okay.
No, have not. They work though.
They do work. What do you do as a guy? What do you do? Well, hey, deal with that issue. 330.
Yes, 330
You're
to
a
go
dude.
fans.
You're a dude. You're out in a public place. I don't know, a bar, a restaurant, a mall, and a current or an ex comes up to you and starts smacking you. How do you handle that? What are you supposed to do? Duck and cover and run? I guess. I mean, what's your take on that?
I take it.
You take it.
I take it because when is it okay to hit a woman?
It's not.
Okay. There's a line that you cannot cross.
I agree.
As men, we need to take it and let them know, okay, number one, it's not going to be tolerated.
So,
but you're not going to knock them out and go, okay, well, that's done.
So regardless of the circumstances, then, what do we do with the cases like Joe Mixon's?
He shouldn't be playing in the NFL, in my opinion.
We know it's a double standard.
There is a double standard.
What? I'm getting an interaction from our live studio audience. What are you?
There is clearly a double standard.
What?
The double standard being that a guy can't hit a woman, but a woman can hit a guy.
Right. Okay. Okay. So I know it makes no sense, but what do you do with it? But the point is, back to what we're talking about right now. How do you handle somebody who we know physically assaulted a woman and was then drafted, and now do you root?
He should never have been drafted.
Do you root for him?
No.
Do you root for his team?
No.
So we all agree that we don't root for the Bengals anyway.
No, we're not going to root for the Bengals.
Because that is not the 330.
That is not the 330.
How many guys have been victims of domestic violence?
A lot.
Who says? Somebody asked that question?
No, ask the question.
Ask that question. Okay, Mixmaster. Hashtag. What? I don't know. That again. That's a whole nother show. That's a whole nother show.
Stop.
It's a whole nother show. And that leads us to the last topic in this whole NFL conundrum, and that's the owners versus the players. And that goes back to the kneeling, but it's gone a step further lately with some of the comments that were made by the Texans owner.
Bob McNair said that we can't have the inmates running the prison.
He said prison. He didn't say asylum.
No, he said prison.
He said
inmates running the prison.
So again, that brings up an additional issue that the NFL is dealing with. So I don't know. The question is, folks.
So is an owner wrong because he owns the team? Does he not own the assets to that team as well?
He does.
Okay, he signs your game check.
I wouldn't say owns. Owns is a dangerous word.
Slavery ended many, many years ago.
But that's the thing.
I know.
You can't use the word own.
Slavery, I get it. Slavery is a horrible thing. But what you're saying is he can't be an owner? So what, is he just he's the owner. President of the team?
He's the owner, but they are technically what I would refer to as his employees, right?
Right.
So
I would agree with that.
From that standpoint, it all comes down to, I don't know, policy, procedure.
Back to the double standard. How many guys have been victims of domestic violence?
How many guys have been victims of domestic violence? I don't want them to admit that.
I don't
want them to admit that. I say me in the comments. Our Mixmaster saying say me in the comments.
I know,
but I don't. It's a personal matter, it really is, right? And as a guy, I mean, I don't know. Would you? Is that an embarrassing thing or? I don't know. In other words.
For some it would probably be embarrassing.
But what you're saying is, from our producer in the loudspeaker, you're saying is inside of a relationship, as a guy, did you have to call the cops on your lady, basically? And then
I thought that only happened on like cops.
And that's a whole other topic. All right, so folks, the NFL discussion has pretty much gone off the rails at this point.
We have found a hole, and we're gone.
We're coming up on an hour, and if I don't get some of my wife's chili in my body pretty soon, after talking about food for this long, I'm going to start passing out.
It does smell wonderful.
All right, so hey, this is we're going to start wrapping up, but and again, we're not sure where we're going to go with the 330 to go, how often we're going to do it. This was our first show. We're going to produce this, change it up a little bit.
Let us know what you think.
Let us know what you think in the comments. Let us know after you watch it where we can improve, but be gentle. It is our first. Please be nice, be kind.
Our first, I'll break this to you live on air.
Yeah.
Our first, well, actually, our second failure on my part.
What's that?
You hit live the first time for our test from 330 to go.
Yeah.
Well, I hit live from here, and it is on your personal page, not on 330, so I haven't been able to share it on 330.
No, and we know that. We know that. We're using my personal page because it has a bigger reach right now, and then as soon as it's done, we're going to share it right to the 330 page. No, you're fine, Mixmaster. You're doing good.
That is not a mistake.
That's not
on
a
your
mistake.
part.
You're good.
We're gonna get it.
You did the right thing. All right.
Well, I just heard us in delay.
Who's doing that? What? Yeah.
Wow.
Our live studio audience just messed us up. All right, folks. But hey, it's been wonderful. It's been real. We appreciate your interaction. We're going to encourage that to get better next time. We had less than what I would have liked in regards to the food topics. But yeah, we're getting ready to wrap it up right now. This has been a Stakeout Studios production. Don't know where I'm going, but there's no sense in being late. Until next time, folks, we appreciate you being with us. And again, leave a take on our comments. Hey, Roddy. Say good night, Shirley.
Good night, Shirley.
That's a wrap.
Oh, just a lot of peanut butter.
We're still live.